60% gains in the last 24 hours. Bio protocol, outside of Tracked Bio, the #1 DeSci project by market cap in the entire space, is absolutely skyrocketing here, up 60% in the last 24 hours. And that is not alone, because what this is doing is causing a bleed out into all of the bio ecosystem tokens. And if you guys remember, yesterday I was telling you how Bio Protocol's ecosystem makes up 35% of the entirety of decentralized science. We are cooking. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the live stream. Hopefully you guys are amped up and ready to go. This is a very, very interesting day for the market today. Volume pumping, market cap ripping. All of decentralized science is up 18.4% here on the day. We have a lot of things to go over and a lot of stuff to talk about. So hopefully you guys brought some chairs, some water so you can stay hydrated. What's going on, King Alexander? Welcome in, Steven. Welcome in, Wild Africa. How's it going, Stare? Big AI. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're watching Biard. At least I am. Got my money in Biard. Got everything cooking right now. This is such a crazy time to be in the DeSci market space, because we just saw a launch of 26 different compounds on Pump Science, and they are all absolutely skyrocketing right now. They are all up somewhere between like 10 to 200% today, because they're all under $500,000 market caps, with things like BPC 157, which I honestly believe is the best shot at being the #1 compound on all of Pump Science, up 60% here today. Let's go look at Biard. Biard from SciDAO up 94% today. Round of applause. Round of applause for Biard holders. Let's go, baby. Anyone who doesn't know, this is an AI agent that is 24/7 doing psychedelic research for SciDAO. Now, to address exactly what it is that Stare says here, he says, "Time to bring me my money. Portfolio is still down," with a crying emoji. Here's where the difference comes into play, okay? Here's where the difference comes into play. Your portfolio might be down from all-time highs. I mean, honestly, your portfolio probably is down from all-time highs. We have had the last 8 months to accumulate a lot of these projects that we believe in at these depressed prices. And that is what I've been preaching to you guys the entirety of the bull run so far, or the lack thereof until today. Ultimately, if you were waiting for that confirmation, you waited too long, because now we're up 100% in a single day on things like Biard. Now, given that the market cap is still 630,000, 640,000, there's still a lot of room to go to get back to these all-time highs, right? You go look and you see that we still have 2,500% gains to get back there. And so even buying at these elevated prices are still getting at killer discounts. And now you have the confirmation that it is in fact DeSci season. Now we're seeing money flow in. Somebody in the Discord was asking, hey, why is it that all of a sudden we're pumping? Number one, I don't think we need a reason. Number two, if we were to try and go fit a narrative to why the price action is the way that it is, it would be that Research Coin and Bio Protocol just got listed on Coinbase, making it super easy for people to purchase Bio and Research Coin. And then we saw Solana and Phantom, the official accounts, shill Bio Protocol. And my assumption here is that people looked into it a little bit, took about a 24-hour, 48-hour delay from the time that Solana was shilling it to this giant boom. People got familiar with it. It was on everyone's watch list. And then a couple whales probably came in, scooped up some bags of Bio. It became one of the top trending tokens. And everyone who had just recently become interested in Bio decided to just funnel some money into Bio. And the trade is cooking. It still has a long way to go to get back to all-time highs, yes. But if you are someone who's been on this page, if you've been following for any amount of time, you're up massively on Bio, even at these depressed prices, because we got into a pre-sale at 3 cents. So you're now up a 4x on this thing, you know, a 3x, whatever it is. So you guys hopefully have been positioning yourself well to take advantage of this crazy run. If you haven't, it's not too late in this moment. Today might be a little bit of a eerie day to go out there and spend money on stuff that's up 60, 70, 80%. But ultimately, in the grand scheme of everything, it's not bad at all. Like, you're buying something up 200% seems scary until you realize it's only a $400,000 market cap. And then you're like, oh, wait, never mind. But this is not financial advice. This is just broadened advice from someone who's been in the market for 7 years and who has been studying decentralized science the entirety of the time. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Okay. Now, if you are looking for this list of compounds, which I'm going to go update in this moment right now, I'm going to share with you guys the link to go view this DEX screener. It has all of the pump science compounds on it. You go for it and feel free to read through and see all of them. I also have the, well, I don't want to leave this screen because I need to save this list, but I also have a lot of the micro caps in DeSci on another list here. And you'll see a lot of them are starting to pump as well, but the bleed over play, right? So you want to go look at some of the plays that are in DeSci that are in the same field as what's pumping right now that just haven't pumped yet, namely Bill. Bill is down 12% today for some reason, while the rest of the market is absolutely ripping. People are cycling out of Bill to go into some of the other Solana plays. I think it's a massive mistake, but I'm biased AF, so take it with a grain of salt. But Bill is the mastermind behind DeSci. Bill is the first DeSci AI agent. Bill is the picture perfect meme for decentralized science, but he's got strong utility as well. So obviously I'm salty that he's down while the rest of the market's pumping, but it do be what it do be. If you go look, honestly, I should take Pythia out of this microcap thing because it's up at like 100 mil right now. Yeah, $95 million in market cap. The rest of this stuff is all in the low millions, if not hundreds of thousands. But another place you can go look for some of the tokens is right here on molecule.xyz. They have all of the tokens listed here. I would filter it by 24-hour change to the downside and then scoop some of these because they'll probably get some bleeding into them given a long enough time horizon. You can also try and filter out for some of the other tokens that are not just on Solana. But right now, given that most of the activity is happening on Solana's chain, we're likely going to see a lot of the Solana DeSci tokens go crazy for a little bit of time here. I don't know why I'm sweating all of a sudden, but it's almost like somebody turned off the AC in the house and it's super, super uncomfortable. So if I'm glistening, just know that it's because I'm dripping in sweat in this given moment. As for the rest of the crypto market, this morning we saw Ethereum have an absolute killer morning. Shot up from the moving averages down here at 3,600 all the way up to 3,850, where it's finding support and trying to just trend sideways, likely to wait for the moving averages to come up to it and then hold support and continue up to 4,000. I think this is the moment that Ethereum breaks back above 4,000, and I believe this will be the moment that it holds and continues to move further and further. If we zoom out to a daily time frame here, you'll see we just had a slight pullback where the RSI had reset down to 50, and now we're making a move again on the daily to break up above this downtrend that we've been in for a little bit, years, literally years of Ethereum being in this slight downtrend. We had a breakout to the downside, and now we are pumping through, and I believe we will continue this pump until the Fed cuts rates, and then we'll probably get a little bit of a local top, but there's no guarantee to exactly what's going to happen, meaning in this run, we have potentially 40 days, 42 days to enjoy the pure upward momentum before any kind of like cool down period. And so one of the things that I want to say to you guys, and I'm going to go to just a regular screen to record this because I think it's super important that you guys actually listen to what I'm saying here. There's a very common mistake that I foresee happening in this run, and a very common mistake that happens with a lot of investors and a lot of people in the market, where they believe that what happened last time is going to be what happens this time. If you've studied game theory, you know that that's not always the case, right? And a lot of the market has to do with game theory, and you can go study it and look it up on your own time. But what I'm here to tell you is that oftentimes you'll see people taking gains on something like Bio right now, not realizing the full long-term potential on this thing, trying to just pick up breadcrumbs when you could have the opportunity to have the entire loaf of bread. You don't need to just pick up these crumbs. Now, with that being said, thus far in the market cycle, it has been a good idea to lock in gains anytime everyone's excited about stuff, because it just slowly tapers off. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't lock in gains. If you have crazy amounts of gains on something, you should definitely take some off the table. But the worst thing I would want to see people have happen is that they wait years for this stuff to happen. They wait through an entirety of a bear market only to then just sell at a break even, or just hope to get back to break even, when ultimately you're not playing the game the correct way, if that's what your mentality is. You need to understand where these things could go on a long time horizon, and then adjust accordingly. And I'll go back to sharing my screen here. I just don't want everyone to just immediately go hit the sell button only to literally watch the rest of the market make a crap ton of money on something that you held for an egregious amount of time. Like Bio Protocol at 10 cents right now, yeah, it seems like a really good time to sell if you've been holding it, because you're finally making a little bit of money. You zoom out on a long enough time horizon here and you realize how much more room to the upside we have just to get back to the launch price. And that's just getting started. You have to be in this game for a long time, you know? You have to be in this game for a long time to see it. Also, this pump is coming at a very different type of environment, right? So far, the entirety of the bull market in crypto, we have had the Fed not cutting rates. They've been just sucking money out of the market. They've been not interested in cutting rates. They've been telling everyone, no, everything's strong. We got the jobs reports. The numbers came in worse than expected, right? Another indication that they're going to cut rates here in September. We have dominance literally in real time getting rejected from the moving averages and breaking the uptrend. It hasn't fully materialized yet, but I think everything is lining up pretty perfectly right now for a risk-on environment. The markets are very, very aggressive with valuations in the regular market, and we're seeing dominance start to break down because of the idea that we're going to get quantitative tightening over. We're going to get QE to start up a little bit. People are positioning. If we get Bitcoin dominance here to successfully break down and follow some of this green line, if we enter into this area where dominance breaks below 60%, we are in for a complete free fall. Complete free fall. This chart setup does not look good for dominance, which is super bullish for our altcoins, and it's something that we've waited for years. It has just been trucking along. This has been Bitcoin's market the entire time. And just like every other cycle where Bitcoin dominance goes up for a crazy amount of time, at the end of the 4-year cycle, we get a break where altcoins just rip like crazy, and everything is setting up for that right now. So take it with a grain of salt, do whatever you want with your own money. I don't know your financial situation, so I can't give you personalized financial advice, but broadly speaking, don't fumble it. Don't fumble it, guys. All right, now back into the world of truly decentralized science. This goes for everything. That goes for everything. Now we're going to get back into DeSci. I see 13 of you in the chat, but only 5 likes. My dude, no need to hesitate. Go ahead and give it a tap. You're damn right, Steve the Canadian. Thank you. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about decentralized science, the broader crypto markets. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on the live stream. It means a lot. We have a good chunk of people in here, but not as many as I expected, given how bullish the market sentiment is right now. So go ahead, hand it out, spread the word, tell people in the Telegram channels to get their asses in here. This is great financial advice. The fun fact, Steven, anyone can give financial advice. You don't need to register. You're not breaking the law by giving financial advice. If you give personalized financial advice, you're breaking the law. Right? I'm not giving personalized financial advice. So I'm not breaking any laws. There's nothing that they can do to stop me from saying, hold your damn altcoins here. This is a golden setup if we get that break. And I think with everything going on in the DeSci market, with the excitement that's happening, and with the advantages and the pushes that have been going on in DeSci, this is just one of the clearest narratives to actually like do well in, so long as you're looking for something that has long-term potential, right? You can make a crap ton of money in meme coins. You absolutely can. You absolutely can make a shit ton of money in meme coins. It's a pure gamble, right? DeSci, you have that elevated risk to reward compared to some of the other investment opportunities, but you can sleep easy at night knowing that these people are not about to stop working or just rug pull everything they've worked on. They're here for the long term. You're getting people who are used to a timeline of like 10 years to come into a space where the timeline is like 10 weeks, and that's generous. Sometimes just 10 days, you know? Mods, stop Patrick from giving financial advice. No. What's up with the leverage meme from Pump Science? You can, on Pump Science. Okay, well that's not what I meant to do. Pump dot science. On Pump Science, you can leverage any of the tokens. If you come here and you really want a long wrap at a $500,000 market cap, you go ahead and click that. God, this is feeling so much like Riff and Euro when they just went crazy. Like, it was a slow grind at first, and then all of a sudden people were just like, oh shit, look at these things. They're actually starting to send. And they just went bonkers to like 400 or 200, $300 million market caps. 500,000. I remember that was when I was like, these actually might start to run crazy. But leverage, 3x. They're making fun of themselves a little bit because you can leverage long these things now. So you can go in on any of the Pump Science tokens that have completed the bonding curve. You can go in and long leverage 3x on them. So they're going to be very volatile, but goddamn, the money you could make if this thing runs from 500,000 to 5 million, which is not that crazy. You catch that on a 3x long, you make 30x on your money. Research Coin needs to do more, I think, maybe partnerships in the pipe. Research Coin needs to onboard the researchers. They need to go get some partnerships with colleges. That's what they need to do. They need to go get some partnerships with actual institutions in academia to get them to start posting on their platform. Why is Bio up so much today? Good question, ZK Crypto. I think the answer is pretty simple. Coinbase just listed them last week, which allowed for people to discover decentralized science. Coinbase listed Bio and Research Coin, and it opened the floodgates a little bit so that people could easily access it. And then 2 days ago or yesterday or whenever it was, Solana made a 2-minute long video. The official Solana account posted a 2-minute long video on why DeSci was so bullish, specifically Bio Protocol, Pump Science, and Molecule. And so now what we're seeing is that ecosystem absolutely explode as people try and get positioned because it's a very clear narrative. It's incredibly clear to see what's going to happen here. And we're getting the crazy uptick in the market, right? You guys know it's a meme around here, but it's also not a meme because it's quite serious. But every time we get close to the full moon, people's sentiment in the market shifts for about 2 weeks and we get a crazy ripper rally. Unless it's really like bad news, probably once out of every like 10 moon phases. And I know it's funny, but it's actually dead on. Probably once every 10 moon phases, it happens the other way. But generally speaking, when we get a full moon, we have up season for a little bit. And so that's exactly what's going on right now. Tomorrow we get a full moon and it's going to be up season for a little bit. So crypto markets should break out to the upside following that global liquidity at the same time that DeSci is going crazy, at the same time that Bitcoin dominance is falling, at the same time that the Fed is starting to cut rates, at the same time that everyone is waiting for the blow off top for the 4-year cycle. Like, things have lined up beautifully, at least for the next 2 weeks or so. And I firmly believe that until we get the rate cut, we are in a golden season. So until this dotted line, everything, it's all clear skies ahead. We're going to get just pushes straight up. Maybe next month in the first or second week of September, we might see a peak for a little bit because of some of the economic data, but I don't know. That's just a guess. I retired last year. Let's go, Don. Let's go. What are your top 3 bio IP tokens? I can't give that because I don't have a top 3 because I don't know which one's going to do the best, but I'm in all of the IP tokens. All of the IP tokens and the molecule tokens from Pump Science and from Molecule. I'm in all of them because those are all mini biotech startup companies. They all are the intellectual property behind a drug or some sort of idea that is the potential to turn into a multi-billion-dollar biotech company. Just like Ozempic recently just went absolutely crazy in the market. All of these bio IP tokens are potential Ozempics in their respective classes. And so I don't know which one's going to go crazy, but I can take a reasonable guess here, and I'm just going to pick one that's right here and guess that FAC here, a $5 million market cap, which is trying to, if I remember correctly, reduce inflammation in the ovaries so that people can actually like get pregnant at a later age so that they can go have their career and then get pregnant without IVF, right? People will spend tens of thousands of dollars on IVF, hundreds of thousands if you have it. And so if you can take a supplement, for example, that allows you to get pregnant without IVF, that's going to be crazy, crazy, crazy sales. Like they'll be doing 5 million a month in sales. Easy, easy. That would be very conservative if something like that were to really take off. And excuse me if that's not exactly what FAC is doing. It might be Ovaria that's doing that, but one of the two from Athena DAO is a genius thing. And it is one of the most furthest along to actually get to clinical trials. And so $5 million market cap is pennies compared to where I think it could be in a long enough time horizon, you know? Yeah, look at that. It's just starting to move. It's just starting to send. And that goes for all of them. That goes for just about all the molecules. Each thing has its own unique thing here. You go look at Forge. Forge is an easy one to understand because it's a $161,000 market cap. And you go look at it and they're using bacteria to recycle batteries in a way that's non-toxic to the environment. Like, are you kidding me? What is one of the biggest problems that we're having with the electric revolution where everyone's using batteries and stuff? You can't recycle the batteries. And so they figured out a way that doesn't give off any negative side effects because it's literally just bacteria decomposing the material except for what they want. That's crazy. They'll do way more than $162,000 a day in revenue if they can actually pull that off. You go look at all of them. They all have similar stories. These are extremely bullish compound things. However, I will say they come with an extreme amount of risk because you don't know. And if they do fail, then it's worthless. If it fails, it's not going to go to market. It'll be worthless, right? So what you can do to counteract some of that risk is go back into the DeSci market, right? And go look at some of the larger coins out there that fund the research behind that, because then you can get little index funds going, little baskets of ownership over some of those compounds getting funded, right? So Axon, they haven't funded any bio IP tokens, but they're funding some research out there. It still has yet to pump, right? This time around. You go look at DeSci. DeSci is starting to catch a little bit of a bid. They've been funding 2 research studies so far, and they developed their own version of the IP tokens that Molecule has. So a little bit of diversity away from bio in case you want that, and a solid project. It has been really performing well. The 2 founders are both PhD students. One of them, I believe, just got their PhD. Ayat and Marco, I don't know if he got his PhD or if he's still working to defend his PhD thesis here, but regardless, they've been working with some of the top players in all of industry, literally some of the top players in DeSci, and they're here funding different protocols and developing a new way to do things, and I'm a big fan of them. At a $3 million market cap, I think they are pennies on the dollar right now. And of course, if you want to support, if you believe in the people here, the good people of the channel, of DeSci Shillers, of those investors. We have our own AI agent, Bill, the DeSci guy. Iconic character within science. Iconic character within decentralized science. What can I say? Bill to a trilly. Let's go, Don D. Let's go. I'm very bullish on Hempy, big AI. Hopefully people take their profits from Pump Science and rotate into Bill. I love that idea, Landon. I love the idea. Let's get Bill back up pushing $100 million market cap. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. He's down at $167,000 market cap right now, but the goal, get him to 100 mil. You guys are in crypto and get good night's sleeps? You have to. You have to get a good night's sleep. That's one of the most important things for longevity. We are Dawn. We are retired last Friday. Let's go. I love it. The market's moving. Things are good. People are excited. People are probably taking profits on stuff now. It's just such a good time to be in the market. But let's go through and see what people are talking about. We got a post here about Data Lake. Let's go DeSci Shillers, because this is going to be some of the key figures in decentralized science talking and reposting stuff. So today's a monumental day for DeSci. This is back on July 31st, and Patrick Joyce reposted it. The COO of Research Hub reposted a post from the CEO of Bioprotocol. So you can see everyone's excited. Research Hub and Bioprotocol getting listed on Coinbase in the next hour. Let's go. Then we got the PhD gens ride the worms. D-gens get eaten. Goddamn. Today, or tomorrow, August 8th. Sounds like they will be starting the worm trials tomorrow, August 8th, which is very exciting for the Pump Science tokens, because now we'll start getting some data behind them. We'll actually get to see what is good and what is not good. Now, I want everyone to remember that stage 1 of the trials is worms. And if you recall, Euro did really bad in the worm trials, but then did incredible in the fly trials, in the flies studies. They did really, really good. So something can do mid in the worms and still do very good in flies. And then even further, do extremely good in the rats and the mice. So take it with a grain of salt, the results of these initial ones, but we're looking for the compounds that will dethrone Riff and Euro. Or, in other words, look for the compounds that get the most people excited about them. Because, like I said last time everything pumped like this, Riff and Euro were going crazy, and Riff was the one that couldn't go as far as Euro. And yet Riff pumped harder than Euro, so who knows? We'll see. We got ValleyDAO here. Join ValleyDAO's coffee break tomorrow in our Discord for a chilled chat about grow, flow, and all things DeSci. Maybe even some Discord games. Love to see it. Love to see it. ValleyDAO, send it. Where's the reference to Hempy though, huh? Where's the Hempy reference? We got another post here from genomes.io. You guys know I love genomes. Genomes being the 23andMe of decentralized science, only significantly better. I'm sure you all have heard of it, but these are the fundamental stats that they seem to post like once a week almost. And this will be the users of genomes.io. Thousands and thousands of users share our quest to keep your genome private and safe whilst earning money whenever your data is queried. So literally, you get to go get your genome sequenced, and then you get to earn money every time someone uses it in a research study. It's live to earn. I don't know how you want to say it, like be unique to earn. It's literally just, and it's better than 23andMe because they keep your genetic information safe. But look at the number of users, 10,000 plus people. That's crazy. You know anything about SIL? They sold half their supply last night. God damn, Muscle. God damn. I do not know anything about SIL. Let's go see. would probably start betting on some of these to start making some moves. The ones that haven't bonded yet, people will probably come in and just bond them, you know? These will probably start sending some moves soon. But we got SIL here. Let's copy that. We'll go here. How do you know that they sold half the supply? Was it this? It wasn't this. That nonsense right there. That's not real transactions. Those are people getting in as it bonds, and then they pay a crazy fee, which turns out to be a crazy elevated price per token. And so then it makes it look like it's down a ton. I think they're going to try and work to fix that, but that's not a real price. That's someone who tried to snipe it after it came off the bonding curve, and then they paid a 99% fee. As we've said over and over again, don't snipe the tokens when they finish bonding, because it's not going to be good for you. SIL drug. $21,000 market cap. We'll add this to the Pump Science watch list. Close chart. Nope, I know nothing. I'm sorry. This is crazy. Wrap, 510. Troll, 372. Omipol, which I didn't end up getting any because I didn't see it take off so quick, but 207. Thike, 199. Burp, 152. Melatonin, 71. NAD, 69. Spermin, 68. BPC, 66. These things are crazy, guys. I'm extremely excited about that. Benji said in Telegram, SIL might be a scam. Sus then. It's open access, guys. Anyone can launch tokens and get compounds going. So they launch it, buy a bunch of supply, wait for them to spike because of the hype, and then just dump them. You never know. You never know. All right. Let's go back to reading some of the stuff that's going on. Hair is inevitable. Hair is the future. HairDAO aligns incentives directly with patient outcomes. Thank you for including us. Nice. Who posted that? Biohacker. Axon DAO space is happening today. They got Derico talking in the space. Yo. Oh, wait a second. Derico. Happening today at 1 p.m. Where's Derico? Derico's going to be in this space. This is going to be super exciting. We got Mr. President talking, Dr. Evil of Crypto talking, and the NFT Scouser. Let's go. That's super exciting. Repost that thing. Staking for Bio and BioDAO tokens is now live on Ethereum mainnet 1 hour ago. Staking gives you BioXP access to Ignition Sale, and the Ignition Sale is first starting with the Bio AI agent that they are launching at a $205,000 FDV. That also could be a big reason why people are getting excited about Bio, because in order to take part in that pre-sale, you have to have BioXP. That BioXP also does expire. Keep that in mind. But this agent is going to be a crazy big agent launch, especially with the excitement that's happening around Bio. So I would stay tuned for the announcement that comes for whenever they launch that thing. We got Molecule. Pump.science tokens are now live on Molecule. Yes, we knew that. That was on the 31st. We got another person here for HairDAO. Everyone seems to be talking about ChatGPT 5 today. GPT 5 drops today. Live stream at 1 p.m. But what does it mean for crypto? I mean, probably most of the AI companies out there are just using ChatGPT wrapped up and stuff. And so a lot of them are starting to skip over to Grok and Gemini and Claude and stuff. So if ChatGPT 5 is as good as everyone seems to hype it up for, people are just going to flood back to ChatGPT 5. So a lot of stuff will just be powered by that. Not a lot, not as much excitement as I expected from people. Trillions of liquid micro markets programmed to find cures. Bullish. Oh, there we go. Bill. Bullish on Bill. What's with Isaac? I don't know. It's a good question. I actually haven't seen anything from Isaac. $340,000 market cap. What the hell? Got a little tiny little micro transactions. It's not pumping at all. I don't know. They need to come out and start hyping up Isaac again. Isaac's a very powerful agent, but which Dynex are you talking about? 0xDNX. The 0xDNX, probably because this is not the main liquidity. $167,000 at an 8 mil market cap. Most of the liquidity is likely going to be on the main Dynex token. They have 3 different, or no, right now they only have 2, but they have their own chain with their own liquidity. Does it say liquidity anywhere here? I don't know where to see the liquidity pool for Dynex. But it is a very, like, genuinely, it's a very low liquid coin, Dynex is. It's not FUD, it just means it's going to be volatile. Like, look at the depth here. You're talking only a few $1,000s, which is why it's such a liquid, which is why it's so illiquid, but it pumps like crazy. And it also dumps like crazy. You go look at Dynex holding up pretty steady here. Let's get rid of these moon phases. Whereas on the flip side, you got Bill being much smaller market cap with much more liquidity. The liquidity pool for Bill, every time like the token goes up and down, you're adding more and more liquidity to it. And so the more that it's traded, the bigger the liquidity pool is going to be, even if it goes down. The liquidity pool is going to continue to just grow. When we first launched Bill, it had very modest liquidity, but now, like 8 months later, it's got a very thick liquidity pool where it's almost the same size as the circulating market cap, which is good because that means you can get in and out, but bad because that means it's not going to pump as hard. But it's also only $160,000 market cap, so it's going to pump regardless. You know what I mean? Good. Nice. Bullish Curetopia post here. Wonder how Curetopia is doing, given they got shouted out by Solana officially. Up 67%. There you go. There you go. Absolutely sending here in the last couple of days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days of just upright movement. Look at that. Oh wait, these are 4-hour candles. We got like 2 days of just straight up. Let's go. It's about Curetopia is breaking out for the first time since it launched. We've now put a new high for the first time. Let's see where this thing goes. That is exciting for the team though. Why bill dump when fun hasn't even started yet? LL. Makes no sense. I don't know, man. I try not to stress myself out about the micro movements like that because I have no control over that. I try and just continue to work and show everyone that Bill is the number one thing that in DeSci that people should hold if they're interested in DeSci, because it's Bill, the DeSci guy. I feel like you don't need any more of a narrative besides that. Gene editing, ChatGPT 5. Yeah, this is exactly what I was just saying. Oh, we got Quant Bond. How's Quant Bond doing? Okay. Ticker not KNOT. Up 7% on the day. I like not. Hopefully they catch a bid in all this euphoria, especially given there's a bit of quantum euphoria in the stock market. Dynex is catching a little bit of it. So hopefully if Quant is going to be here with some of the Solana euphoria, Quant will probably catch a bid here. Not. Ticker not. It's good. I like it. They're in the Google Accelerator program as well. Let's not forget that. I know they posted it a while ago, but Quant is actually working on some quantum algorithms here. I thought it was just a meme at first, but it actually turns out to be a real thing. No, Microsoft, not Google. Excuse me. But first call with Microsoft. Exciting things ahead for Quant Bond. Let's build the future of quantum secure infrastructure. So they're in a Microsoft Accelerator program. I think it's honestly a solid play. I think it's a solid one. It's a gamble for sure, but I think that the Solana degens are going to love it. I don't know, Beagle. Good question. I don't know exactly what's going to take place. I do think that from now, like I said over and over again, for the next 44 days, from now until the Fed cuts rates, I think that we will get just up. I think we'll end up touching into this section, 150,000 on Bitcoin. I know it's a little aggressive right now, but I do think that that's going to happen. I think we push really, really hard. Maybe it doesn't get all the way to 150,000 and only gets to 145 or something like that, or maybe it overshoots. I don't know, but I think that we get crazy run up here in the next 6 weeks. And then I think we have a local top. We have a top right around the day they cut rates. I don't know how long that top will last. It might just be a month or two. It might be the whole cycle. I have no idea. Neither do you. I'm already starting to see people calling for an elongated cycle this cycle because the Fed's cutting rates here, and it is basically confirmed. So you don't have to get scared about the potential for it to cut, not cut, what's going to happen. There is no questioning it. As long as the odds here stay elevated above 85% in the next 41 days, and right now they're at 91%. So as long as they stay up here, we will be getting a rate cut. And then, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. But I believe that'll be the top for a little bit. And maybe it ends up having a crazy run up and then a slam dunk into the basketball hoop where we just kind of like chop for a little bit and then run up again. I don't know. Neither do you. Fundamentally, though, the rate cuts should be pretty bullish on the risk-on assets in the market. It's just a matter of like, how long do we wait for that fundamentals to take into place, right? Because it was the same thing here with the ETF, the Bitcoin ETF. We had a pretty big run up going into the Bitcoin ETF, and I told you guys that was going to be a local top for a little bit. That's exactly what it was. It fell 22% after the Bitcoin ETF took place, but then the fundamentals immediately kicked in and it rallied 100% from there, you know? And then we had a big cool off period for a while. So maybe the same type of thing takes place here where we get a quick run up on Bitcoin and on the rest of the crypto market as risk on environment takes place. Maybe we've run all the way up to the top of the channel here, go up 50%, Then we have a quick 20% pull down. And then the next rate cut happens and we double. Who knows? Who knows? Not betting on that 5-year cycle though, right? I'm keeping a chunk of my money in the market for the 5-year cycle just in case it is actually taking place this time. And we do have all those bullish fundamentals taking over and the government just prints a shit ton of money and we go into a pure euphoric bull run, right? But I don't want to I don't want to leave all my money on the table for that. I think there is a real possibility that that does happen, but I'm not risking the farm on that. I didn't know graphic comments got censored. I said something about the WNBA's green cucumbers coin, but YouTube doesn't like that, I guess. That's kind of funny, Stare. Yeah, I have it so that you guys are able to talk like that, but YouTube does not like that kind of stuff. Oh, I see it. Okay. No, I see it now. I have it on I had it on top chat, not live chat, and so they filtered that. We can manifest it. Yes, we can, David. Keep putting DeSci Summer out there. We can manifest it. We're coming into the final innings of DeSci Summer. I would prefer to start saying DeSci Fall. The main thing that I really want to draw everyone's attention to here is Ethereum. And Solana, of course, but Solana's not holding up as good as Ethereum is, but neither is Bitcoin. It's Ethereum's time to make everyone remember that it is, in fact, a big contender in the space. Stablecoin infrastructure is built on Ethereum, right? So Ethereum is going to cause dominance to fall as Ethereum rips to new all-time highs. I think as soon as Ethereum gets above like 4,200, I think we're in just straight line to rip through new all-time highs. I think once we decisively break above 4,200, I think that Ethereum goes really quickly to $5,000. And I think genuinely, I believe that that happens before the rate cuts in September. So 40 days. 40 days to see Ethereum adding $1,200 to it, which is only 30% gains. That's nothing, guys. That's actually nothing. That's 1% a day for the next 40 days. I missed the sneeze. God damn it. I just wanted to sneeze. Okay, you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, anything that you would like to talk with me about? Currently speaking, I can give you guys an update on what's going on with Bill. Oh, CryoDAO. The Stasis pre-sale is still live with over $325,000 now raised to build the most advanced cryo research and storage facility in the world. I forget why I did not like the Stasis raise, but I was not a fan of the Stasis raise. We'll go to Bill's website here and look at it. And you can see this is the excitement within DeSci. So we saw a crazy rally yesterday in the number of messages sent within the DeSci telegrams that Bill tracks. I just added Poseidon and AI agent Bill Nye, those Telegram channels. I literally just added them today, so we don't have data on them yet, but you can click on them, right? But you go look at Pump Science and keep it on all channels, and you can see very clearly that Pump Science is having a drastic uptick in the total activity. You go ahead and click down here and look at any of the metrics that you want. Like the amount of FUD that we're seeing is going down. Since that launch, the total FUD has been going down across the Telegram, while sentiment has slowly been ticking up. And it's less volatile now because of the number of messages that have been sent. The message, there's thousands of messages being sent in the Telegram channel now versus a couple hundred back here. And you go look at it. No, I got to change that text font. Over the last month, there have been 3,283 messages and 53% have been bullish. But we go into the 7 days here. You see over the last 7 days, there's been 2,200 messages with 52% being bullish. It's interesting. The metrics Bill is collecting are pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Average sentiment being 60% with 400 active users in the Pump Science Telegram channel. We go look at DeSci Shillers. We have 82 active users there. We have spam and FUD going down while sentiment kind of wavers just depending on what everyone's talking about. But let's go look. Let's look at some of the specific channels here, right? You zoom down here to melatonin because I saw someone saying melatonin. We see the amount of spam when it first launched was basically 100% of the chat was spam. And then it's slowly been ticking down. If we add total messages here, we'll actually get to see better inputs. I'm going to reduce the FUD. But spam, one message, and it was all spam, right? And then that message, we got 45 messages, and it was less spam, but more bullish sentiment around melatonin. So you get a little bit of stats on melatonin and all of the channels. Every compound in Pump Science has a green highlighted channel. You can actually come through here and see different things. Like if you want to just look at general English, right? You get that data. Maybe you're curious about what the Indonesians are saying about Pump Science and you see that they just aren't talking. You want to see whatever language this is. You'll see that they are really not talking either. This one I think is the active one. Yeah. But the activity died down a little bit. I don't know. I find it very interesting and I think it's good to help you keep track of where everyone is talking. Like if you go to the ageless Telegram, you'll see that for like 4 days no one's saying anything. Today or yesterday they had a little uptick in messages, so someone's trying to come claim the ageless Telegram channel. You go look at BPC, really nobody's saying anything in BPC. But on the flip side, you go look at something like rap. No, even rap is dead in there. No one is talking about rap. What about Spermin? Spermin had a good amount of messages the last 2 days, right? So go ahead, play with the website. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your feedback, what should be improved, what is good, whatever you guys want to know. If you are a founder or a dev of one of the drug compounds that have been launched on Pump Science, make sure you come check this out. We have little insights from Bill. He's a little bit rigid with his thinking right now, but we got some good insights from Bill on what you guys should focus on if you are a drug dev here. And then for anyone who wants to share out about the community that they're in, maybe you just want to say all companies and you want to view the metrics here. You get rid of these total messages. If you click on the little share icon, it gives you a link. You can copy the link and the screenshot to go share. So pretty cool. I'm a fan of it. Worked extremely hard to get this up. So make sure you guys are giving me feedback when you feel appropriate to give feedback. Yeah, I'm collecting information on all of the users as well across DeSci. And we are already starting to get Poseidon. And I added Bill's chat here. So, yeah. The melatonin dude was on the Pump Science X Space yesterday. He's a trip. He is actually hilarious. The melatonin dude is quite funny. $67,000 market cap. Maybe. If you like the melatonin dude, maybe. All right, guys. Your time is your most valuable asset. So I shall give you your time back. Make sure you guys are shilling as much as possible, as this is DeSci shill season. Yeah. I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Talk about decentralized science and the broader crypto markets. I'm going to go get some breakfast now at 1 p.m. Axon is hosting a space with our good friend, Derico. Go check it out. All right. Peace out, guys.